My name's Vaughan Klein. I'm the Director of Collaboration here at Cisco, and I look after Europe, Middle East, Africa and Russia. I lead a team of over 300 collaboration specialist personnel whose expertise is to assist people with their collaboration needs, be that remote or in the office. Well, what an extraordinary year it's been for everybody. We had a survey done of some 10,000 workers throughout Europe, Middle East and Russia, and only 5% of workers leading into the lockdown were predominantly working from home. That's probably closer to 95% now. And the way that we keep the world working is with collaboration tools. And so we've moved from a situation where the sorts of things that we provide in WebEx to add productivity and enable people to work from anywhere went from a tool that was required by a percentage of people to a tool that was critical and required by everybody. I've been with Cisco since January of 2000, and as I sort of survey what happened during the course of this year, it couldn't have been more extraordinary. It couldn't be more exciting, even though the circumstances that led to it may not have been, but we've had a significant change in the way that everybody works. The hybrid model of work is the combination of remote workers at home and those workers that are in the office. One of the key challenges of the hybrid model of work, where we have workers in the office and workers at home, is the tendency to treat the workers that are home as second-class citizens, where they don't have the tools or they don't have the level of engagement that in-person meetings may have. And our collaboration tools, our WebEx platform, is designed to ensure that the person who is not in the room has an experience that is 10 times better than those that are actually in the room. It's important that we consider, first and foremost, what we would refer to as the ubiquity of experience. The experience for remote and home being the same. And there are tools like artificial intelligence that enable those that are home to, say, see who's in the meeting, have the name tags of those people that are in the meeting, be able to whiteboard with those people in the meeting and experience something that's very, very similar to being there. Artificial intelligence is going to play a very big role in the future of work. Facial detection, public profiles, transcription, translation, action taking, voice activation are all things that artificial intelligence is going to bring to our meetings and our collaboration experiences and transform them so that they can be better remote than what they could be physically. CIOs have been immensely challenged by 2020 and what it's meant for enabling workforces to continue the businesses to run at home. They've implemented a number of short-term immediate solutions to meet those requirements. They need to think now about what is the long-term solution, because the way that work has changed forever. Hybrid work styles, remote and in the office, providing office-like meeting experiences in the home. These are the sorts of things that they're going to need to consider to make permanent solutions to the new normal of a remote work capability that's far beyond anything that we had imagined way back in February. Education is a great example. By having all of their students at home, they've created an extraordinary catalogue of learning tools that they can use that may not be no longer restricted to just their nearby students, the students that can attend the campus. They can actually take that content and they can make it relevant and applicable to students anywhere in the world. And so while in the short term they needed to go virtual, in the long term they've created a business that can actually go global. Maintaining innovation in a remote world, I would argue, could be easier than in a physical world. In a physical world, all of the best and brightest minds associated with a project need to be in the same space. But we know that that's not necessarily the case. Having bright people distributed around the world that can be brought together virtually at any time to share and create and converse, you can be more innovative in a remote world than what you could be in a physical world. So we've seen circumstances whereby a paediatric hospital is not allowed to move their patients from one hospital to the other, and yet they need to be able to do paediatric surgery in another location. And so therefore collaboration tools real-time video, high definition for one doctor to train another doctor is a great example of necessary innovation that came about as a result of the lockdown and was handled on a cloud-based collaboration platform. In order to maintain an innovative culture online, you have to have the best possible experience that you can generate. It requires high definition video. It requires the ability to be able to conduct that session without fatigue, for that to be positioned correctly, for it to be low latency. There's lots of components that are at the hardware level, at the software level, and in the cloud that are necessary to come together to create a collaboration experience that drives the very best innovation. Pre-lockdown, we saw lots of innovation in the office space. Pool tables, ping pong tables, kitchens, flexible workspaces, all designed to attract the very best talent. And now we're all remote working, the war on talent still exists. And so therefore, the environment that you create in the home is as important as the environment that you create in the office. And you can't separate the two. The very best talent is going to want the very best collaboration tools, whether they're remote or in the office. If we provide an environment in remote work that doesn't provide the very best for an individual and an employee to be able to do their best, well, they're going to find another environment where they can. Look, the four top challenges that CIOs are facing at the moment are probably around trying to manage the short term to get to a long-term perspective on the fact that the balance has changed for the workforce of their organisations. There will be a lot more remote work, a lot more work from home. But still, the second part would be there's going to be a hybrid environment where some employees return to the office, some are at home, some might be changeable, some might be 20% at home, some might be 70% at home, but they need to bring that together with a ubiquity of experience. And they can't lose any of the innovation that differentiates them and defines them. So being able to have a platform that enables the innovation for the organisation to prosper in those environments is something that they'll be challenged with. And finally, in order to get the best talent, they're going to have to generate the best experiences. Laptop cameras won't cut it. The opportunities in the future world of work right now are limitless. With the removal of the barriers of distance, with an acceptance of the fact that cloud collaboration tools can provide us with a limitless capacity to represent ourselves anywhere in the world with the press of a button. The opportunity for everybody involved, businesses and staff within those businesses, are immense. And we're looking forward to watching the world embrace these opportunities now that they've dealt with the initial challenge.